Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mellowcast, the official podcast for the team, the Mellow Fellows. I'm your host, Gonzo, and with me today we have the ever so wonderful Pyro from Pyro's Gaming Corner.
Hey guys.
Hi, how are you, buddy?
Oh, you know what? I'm pretty good today.
You sound like you just woke up.
Actually, no. I woke up like 8:30 today.
In the morning, right?
Yeah, 8:30 this morning. Yeah. No. It's not even 8:30 p.m. yet.
Who knows? It's 8:30 somewhere, right? Always. How's it going, Pyro? How's everything?
Oh, you know me. I can never really complain. Most people know that I do Dungeons and Dragons on Saturdays as part of my streaming, and I just had to say goodbye to my highest level paladin that I've ever played.
Oh boy, Dungeons and Dragons and Paladin. That's all I got from that. Did you? I heard you died. I heard TPK.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a TPK. It was just me and Troopa, who were the last two left from the original set of characters. We're the only two who actually died and are not coming back from the battle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. So for those of you who've never played Dungeons and Dragons before, or D&D is for sure, TPK is total party, knockout, I believe?
Right? Total party kill.
Oh, total party kill. There you go. So basically meaning that the characters that, were played by the players have died. But in this case, we have two people, yourself and another character die?
Yes.
And did you enjoy the Paladin?
Oh, yes. I've actually already created a new character for the campaign that is, once again, another Paladin, because it was really my first time getting into the Paladin class.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to see it through, but right now we're deciding that since the OGs from the original part of the campaign are now gone, if we're going to continue the campaign.
Oh, interesting. Well, hopefully,
because the way that the story goes, it might not make sense for a new group to finish what we were doing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, new stories, new parties, new characters, and new lives, basically.
Indeed.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. I remember I used to play the Dungeons and Dragons with you guys for a while. And, I mean, it's long, it's time consuming. It was fun for me for a while, and then, became overwhelming because that kind of started to become all it was for me. It was like my time was devoted to D&D and how we were going to do things, and our sessions used to last sometimes 4 to 5 hours on Saturdays, so.
Well, yeah, a standard D&D session can last between 4 to 6 hours.
Remember, kids, if you guys want to play D&D, make sure to set aside about 15 hours a day just for D&D. Because you're going to be playing for 6, and the other 9, you're going to be trying to think about what you're going to do after and before.
Sorry.
No, you're good. What's up?
I was just going to say that's always the thing. You want to get your kids into D&D because then they won't have the time or money for drugs.
Oh, is that the whole drug prevention thing now? It's just throw them in D&D?
Yeah, or Warhammer 40K.
Oh, Warhammer. I forgot about Warhammer, actually. That's a money spender right there, too.
Oh, yeah.
Or just throw them into games. I mean, then again, you could also do drugs to games. Don't do drugs, kids. Drugs are bad.
Yeah, drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad. But D&D is better. D&D's like drugs, but the legal kind of drugs.
Yeah.
Like Tylenol. Tylenol's a drug, right? Prescription.
Yes. Non-prescription, over the counter, but still, yes, a drug.
I suppose. But don't do those either. Or too much. Unless you have a tummy ache. Or any kind of other ache. It's all good.
I'm old everything aches.
Everything hates it, man. I'm about to be 30 this year, and for the last like 5 years of my life, everything's been aching, and I fear that as soon as I pass the threshold of 30, it's just gonna get dramatically worse.
Oh no! Once you pass 30, ibuprofen becomes part of your breakfast, and you might want to invest in ice packs.
Oh no, not that bad, huh?
Well, depends person to person, but yeah, ice packs were a big thing to help me. So
All right, so what about like, the whole um working out thing? Like, are you able to do that more or less, or just non-existent at this point?
okay, so because of my condition, working out is very light for me. But yes, after your 30s, you can still work out. A lot of people actually work out more after their 30s than they did in their 20s. But it all depends on what your activity level going into your 30s was. If you were stagnant in the end of your 20s, trying to get back into working out all the time, yeah, you're going to need to be chewing ibuprofen like they were M&Ms, but eventually you'll get back into it.
Well, good thing I still maintain some type of shape. I mean, round's a shape, right? That's what they say.
Indeed it is.
Rounds a shape. At least that's what my stepdad tells me. All right.
Yeah.
He actually said that the other day. He's like, yeah, round's a shape, right? Yeah. You're totally in shape, and in a shape, I guess. No, but yeah, no, I just I'm always thinking like, man, again, 30, how the last 4 years of being on this team have literally changed my life, right? Because you're definitely one of our newest members, right? I would say you just came in with the recent batch of newbies, and
Yes.
and I really pushed hard for you to get on the team, because over time, when you first started streaming, right, to now is a huge difference, and to see you finally on the team shows shows everyone, hey, if you put in the work, you put in the consistency, the time and consistency, you'll make it, right? And ever since you've been on the team, you've been a lot more consistent, I want to say.
Well, it's now because I have that because I got that little marker in my page now. I'm representing the team, so I can't really do the somewhat laissez-faire that I used to do. So getting onto the team has really pushed me to look at what the rest of the team is doing, and me look at my streams and go, I have to up my game just a little bit to get to the quality that the rest of the team is.
And that's good. That's always good. Like having some type of blueprint to kind of to compare yourself to help you succeed, right? Because again, you're one of our newest members, and you're a lot more consistent than me now, because I barely stream as much as I used to, but that's because I've taken my time off and put more time for me than the streams, but that's fine. I still do the podcast every now and then. I mean, we're here now, right?
Yeah.
So how long have you been streaming now?
Straight streaming, I started streaming about 4 years ago now, and I only just made affiliate 2 years ago, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, something like that, actually. Yeah.
But I'm still fairly new to streaming, but I've been making content for the better part of the last 10 years or so.
So what kind of content did you make before streaming?
Well, I started with a YouTube channel called Pyrosgamingcorner, where I would do Let's Plays, but I was sitting and talking with another friend. We were both on the couch, and one of us would be playing the game, and we would just sit and talk. And so he had a channel and I had a channel, and we would record together. Well, what was supposed to happen was he was supposed to put all of the footage into a drive that I could then take home and edit, and he never ended up doing that, and he only edited his own footage and uploaded it to his YouTube channel. And so my YouTube channel existed, and I had recorded content for it, but it was never there. And then so me and that friend parted ways, and after that I stopped making content for a few months. And then I was sitting with another friend of mine, and every year on New Year's, me and this friend would do what we called the bad movie marathon. We would wake up New Year's Day, usually around 9 a.m., and for the next 12 hours, we would watch nothing but bad movies. And I'm not talking like movies where it's okay. Like, I'm talking Bangkok Dangerous, The Wicker Man, like the worst movies you
the
could
juicy
think of.
ones.
Because we wanted to start our year off feeling horrible so that the rest of it would go out on a high note. But like, me and this friend also loved going to watch brand new movies in theaters, and then we would be driving home from the theater talking about the movie. I was like, dude, why not, instead of driving and talking, we throw my phone on the dashboard, we record, and we talk back and forth about the movie. Of course, we don't do any spoilers, but we can give our thoughts on the movies. And he was like, you know what? That sounds awesome. And we couldn't come up with a name at first. And then we watched the original Planet of the Apes again.
Mm-hmm. Good one. Good one.
And we get to the point where he sees the Statue of Liberty on the beach. And he says the line, "You maniacs." And my friend looks over at me and goes, "That's our name." I'm like, "What do you mean that's our name?" He's like, "Two Maniacs Review." And I'm like, done. And so we branded the YouTube channel and we did all of that. And that went really well until about 3 years ago, when he just up and left one day. He decided that he didn't want to do it anymore. He wasn't happy with it. And so I then changed it to One Maniac Reviews. And that was what you and I met under, was when I was doing my One Maniac.
Mm-hmm.
And I was still producing my weekly movie reviews on my own. And I was starting to get into free-to-play game reviews. And that was what got me into streaming, was I was doing the free-to-play game reviews, and I was like, you know what? I can either sit here and record this footage and then just talk about it, or I could start to try and build something on Twitch. And so while I was recording for what I was calling my best and worst free to play games list,
Mm-hmm.
I would start streaming that onto Twitch while I was recording it. And then I'd take that footage, cut it down, throw it up on YouTube. And then that's how I was going under the moniker of One Maniac Reviews that I was when we met.
Right.
And what made me go back to Pyro's Gaming Corner was we started doing our games night, and Alice joined us. And because she didn't know my Twitch channel, everybody else was calling me Maniac, and she was still calling me Pyro because that was still my Steam name. And so I decided,
I remember now. Yeah.
I decided I wanted to go back to Pyro's Gaming Corner because One Maniac really didn't fit my style anymore.
Yeah, I felt like it was I mean, at the time it felt like a sudden change, right? Because granted, I didn't know the whole previous story about the Pyro's Gaming Corner before the Maniac review. So we always used to call you Maniac, until you were like one day, hey, can we just change my name to Pyro? And I was like, okay, cool, Pyro. And then it just stuck,
Yeah, because it once again goes back to, well, that really goes back to my high school days, where I don't know if anyone today would understand going with your friends into a field and just having a Saturday night drinking in a field party. Because that was my Saturday night late high school.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, I'm pretty sure nowadays it's not the same term, but it's it's very similar.
Well, that was kind of how I got the nickname Pyro. Was we would be out in the field and it would be cold, and people were always like, "Ah, shit, we should bring this, we should bring that," and like I got the nickname Pyro because I was the only one able to start a fire from nothing. Like, I didn't need a lighter, I didn't need anything. I just knew how, like, growing up, my grandfather taught me to camp, and I knew how to build a fire with the sticks that you find in a field.
Okay. Yes, hello FBI. Yeah, that one over there. Yeah, that one. That's good. I build fire out of nothing. Yeah, that's the one you want to look for right there. That's kind of cool, actually, because I feel like everybody should learn how to build fires from something, not from nothing.
Oh yeah,
productive fires, not like arson. Arson's bad. But that's kind of cool.
No, like a little bonfire to keep yourselves warm.
Yeah, exactly. Because if it gets a little cold, you gotta build something.
Yeah.
Coming from New York City, right? We never learned how to build fires. All right, all we learned was use the lighter and throw some charcoal on there, and it'll light up eventually, kind of thing. Maybe some lighter fluid too. But yeah, no, I didn't learn how to build a fire really until I joined the military and I did all that fun stuff, and then he kind of teach you how to do most of that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of cool how you started doing one thing in terms of content, and then you moved over towards where you're at now, right? Do you have any regrets along the way?
I regret that I started a lot later than I should have. Like, I probably started, we'll easily say 2017 area, and I really should have started content creating closer to 2010.
Right when it was like prime,
Yeah, if I had started doing it back then, I was younger, I had more energy than I have now, and I feel like I would have been off to a better start than what I am now. Because sometimes I even feel like I've started behind the 8 ball, and so I'm still constantly playing catch up. Not that I'm not enjoying it. I love streaming. I love putting out that content. I still love doing it. I just feel that I would have made my mistakes a lot in content creation and streaming a lot earlier when it was more forgiving.
Okay. I see.
Because sorry, go.
No, you're good. So for the most part, right? What would you say is the main difference in terms of the content you used to make then, which is the whole reviews and movie reviews, as opposed to like live streaming now? Like, do you feel like there's a change in personality, attitude, or is it just is it still the same, just now that it's live?
Oh, it is very different because when I was doing the on-demand content creation, which is what YouTube very much is, I could record a video, and then while I'm editing the video, not like parts of the video, and go back and re-record what I was talking about, or go back and re-record the gameplay that I was doing to get it to flow a lot better. Now, when I'm doing it by with what they call by appointment content creation, which is your live streaming, everybody has to be there when it's live to be able to catch it.
Mm-hmm.
If I make those mistakes, or if I feel I'm not as energetic, or I flub my words, there's no way for me to fix that. It's a lot more raw. It's a lot more pressure on the live streaming than it is on the recording, making it perfect, and then putting it out there. But I will say it is a lot easier live streaming than it is doing the on-demand content creation, because if I hit one wrong button when editing, I can destroy hours of work.
Right. That's true. Very true.
So that's a lot more stressful, because then you also have to keep in mind while you're recording something that there are certain things you can't talk about because you don't want to date the video. You want anyone that watches it the day that it comes out or 6 months later to have the same experience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that there's a lot more, I guess, planning content, and like video making, video content creation, as opposed to just live streaming? Because I feel that, you know, as a streamer, right, all you have to do is just, you know, turn on the game, hit live stream, and if content just flows from there, as opposed to, you know, actually thinking about what you're gonna talk about and create. You know, what do you think?
I do agree with you in that live streaming is a lot better for that, because then you just turn it on and you go. With the creating the videos, you really have to look at the trends that are going on Google and on YouTube, and what's real hot, and kind of plan to that. Like, look at what's going to get you the most views, because that's kind of what matters with those channels.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I would have to go see a movie at midnight Thursday, come home, record the video, and have it up by no later than 6 a.m. on Friday to be able to get some good views about it. Because most people that were looking for movie reviews wanted to go see it before they went and saw it on opening night to decide whether they wanted to go see it or not.
Right.
So anyone who couldn't get into an advanced screening that's doing the review content is really far behind everybody that got to go to a review screening of it.
Mm. So do you feel that there's more pressure
For creating videos? Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
it seems like it too. Yeah, because you're spending a lot more time getting the content, creating the content, than having to ship it out as fast as possible. Than just, hey, live stream and let it flow for a few hours and then turn it off and then you forget about it. Set it and forget it.
Yes, and also I am very much enjoying live streaming more than I am doing the movie reviews, because people take movies and, like, the directors that they follow, or the even just the series that they follow, very personally. So if you speak online about not liking this director's movie or the story that they came out with, Like, I had one comment on my video that was a novel, and it was filled with how I was the worst person in the world, and I knew nothing because I didn't like the Jennifer Lawrence movie Mother.
Okay.
I didn't like it when it came out. I said, you know what? I fully understood what this movie was about. I was not a fan of the director. I was not a fan of this storytelling. I felt it was very, like, it was not that long of a movie, but it felt real long
Yeah.
because it was not that much storytelling, and it was sold as a horror movie, but it wasn't a horror movie. So it became very boring watching the movie.
Okay.
And so I stated my opinion on that. And then I got told how horrible of a person that I was. I obviously had to live in my mother's basement. I shouldn't be reviewing movies if I thought Mother was bad. And that I basically had no worth as a person and that I should kill myself because I didn't like this movie.
So basically the standard YouTube comment section.
Yeah. And I was like, holy shit. I even said, if these types of movies are your thing, go watch it. But it was not my thing.
And just because it wasn't your thing, right? People had to input their opinion and tell you why it should be your thing and why you shouldn't be on this earth.
Yes.
You don't like what I like, so I hate you, kind of thing. And
exactly.
Standard YouTube comment section, gotta love it. So straying away from that whole YouTube side, right? Have it, what made you really want to stick with streaming and keep consistent with it? Was it just, hey, I'm gonna do this for fun, or was it, hey, I think I can make something out of this,
It was, this is fun and it can become a paid hobby. And then, like with anything else, if you want to make money on something, you have to look at it like you would a job.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew like when I first started, I didn't stick to a schedule. I would stream whenever I felt like it. I would stream whatever I felt like. And also when I first started, I didn't talk that much while I was streaming. It was more of the gameplay and I would make comments about the game, but it wasn't like I would watch other streamers and I knew that I wasn't doing the same thing, but I didn't care. It wasn't my main source of income. So I was just doing it to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized, if I'm going to do this, the best thing that I can do is have someone to bounce things off of. And so when I really got into it more was when I would be able to stream with friends. Like, I started streaming with my friend Cosmic, and I would bounce jokes off him, build back and forth, but he would kind of go off on tangents.
Okay.
And then I would end up deleting VODs.
Right.
And then we started doing our games night just to kind of build up more of the friendship that we started having. And I was very much enjoying the content that we were putting out.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was what got me a lot more consistent, was having that fun, having the four of us streaming together and having these really good streams that when I went back and watched them, I'm laughing as much as I was rewatching my content as I was recording it.
Mm-hmm. See, that's actually good, right? Because so you identified something that most people would take years to find, right? You identified a strength that you knew you were good at, which was, bouncing off of others, essentially, working well, playing well with others. And a lot of people don't know their strengths and or weaknesses in either in streaming and recording and content creation. At least you were able to identify that very early in your streaming career, and it's definitely paying off for sure.
Indeed. It was once I started doing that, once I started to have that weekly stream, like, that's when I started to notice the channel growth. I went from my 10 followers to within, I think, 90 days of that, I finally hit 45. And then a few days later, I hit 50. And then I started getting the average of 3 viewers, and I finally hit affiliate. And I'm still noticing growth month over month because I'm doing that consistency and I'm getting better. And I'm happier with the content that I'm outputting now than I was with what I was doing on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I feel like that's also a big thing too. Is are you having fun with that? And obviously, made it clear that you are having a great time with it. And I when I was starting out, this is 6-7 years ago. I mean, holy wow, it's been a while. I was doing it for the wrong reason, so I really wasn't having any fun with it initially. And then something clicked to where, hey, I think I want to do this more often. And I think it clicked when I started doing speedrunning. From then on, that's when it became fun again. And, it just overall, like it just clicked because, again, having fun and doing what you love as opposed to just doing it and not enjoying it, your product that you put out is going to be either bad or not so great, depending on whether you love it or not, I feel.
Oh yeah, and if you're doing something you love, that's when the people are going to start showing up, because they're going to see that excitingness in you, and that's what's going to gravitate more people in. And like, once again, when I originally started doing this, it was for the wrong reasons as well. It was, I wanted to make as much money as I could putting out YouTube content. And I started, and then like a couple of months later, YouTube changed their rules on how you got paid, and that made me very mad. And now I don't do it for the money. I do it because I enjoy it. And that is the best advice I can give to anyone that is thinking about getting into any sort of content creation, is don't do it for the money. Look at what you're doing and make sure it's something that you want to do and you're happy doing. Because if you're not happy doing it, you're going to just put out, like, you can do the thoughts of, I'm just going to take everything, I'm going to throw 40 different videos at the wall and see what sticks, and then just do that. But by doing it that way, you're not going to be very happy with it, because it's not going to be something that you can consistently do.
Right. Yeah, you'll eventually get burnt out doing that kind of content if you choose to, at least.
Oh, I remember back in the day, it was to have any success on YouTube, for the algorithm to really put your content out there, you had to be doing 20-minute videos twice a day.
Oh man.
And So you had to have 2 videos per day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, that were 20 minutes each. And that's where a lot of creators fell off because it was just too much.
Yeah, that sounds. I mean, even now, right? That still sounds too much.
Yeah.
There's only so much content you can create that most people will stick around for, right? Because a lot of people nowadays, I feel, stick around for the shorter amount of content because our attention spans are depleting, going down, and if you can keep me on your video for at least a minute or two, I think you've done a great job. Kind of feel, and to want to make 2 videos a day, 20-minute, that's a lot of content to create, and that's a lot of editing. It's a lot of just it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it would, to be able to do that and do it consistently, you would need to record the content yourself and then hire someone on to edit all the content for you, because to record and edit it all would be too much. But like, even when I was doing it that way with my friend, when we were both just sitting on the couch and we were talking back and forth, we would do that every Sunday. And no, we did it every Saturday because I would do it before I went to work as a DJ. So like, I would wake up at 8 a.m. on a Saturday and we would record for 8 or 9 hours. And he would take all of that, and that would be all of the videos that would go up onto his channel for the week.
Wow.
And we would have to do that every Saturday, and then he would be, basically, if we did it on Saturday and then Sunday, he would edit the 2 videos for Monday. And then we got to the point that we just decided to have the channel take a week off. And we spent a week recording. We spent 8 hours for 1 week recording every other day. And that gave us enough different games that we had enough backlog of videos that if we weren't able to record a Saturday, we would still be able to have that next week's worth of content. And it was shortly after we had done that he decided that he wanted to call it quits.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time, that you're not going to get back, basically.
And so now here I am. God, can't believe it's been this long, but yeah, I'm very much enjoying what I'm doing, and I'm very much enjoying being part of the Mellow Fellows. And I believe there was 4 other streamers that were brought in with me.
Yeah, we had a small group come in with you, and yeah, I'm all glad because the new bunch definitely shines for sure. I mean, everyone in the Mellows shines for sure, but it's nice to see this team grow, especially from where it was 4 years ago to where it is now. It's a huge change of pace, and it is a delight to see, basically, especially me being the very first Mellow. It was quiet in the Discord, I'll tell you that much initially, and then eventually it got to the point where I can't even keep up with the conversations no more.
Oh, dude, I'm a part of a lot of the conversations, especially with Zen and Blue Moon and Cloud, and I'm having trouble keeping up.
Yeah, it gets a little hectic in the Discord, and I like to see that, right? Because at least it shows, hey, we're talking, we have members that talk every once in a while, we all get along with each other, and we're not just saying we're a team and quote unquote supporting each other but not there, right? At least a lot of us know who each other are, right?
Indeed. And like I have seen many discords where they're like, okay, we're going to all support each other, and then like general chat is damn near empty.
Yep.
And the only thing that has is their going live section,
which is full of everyone's going live posts, but nobody wants to talk in the general.
Yeah, where our general chat in the Mellows Discord probably has the most activity out of any of them.
Yeah, I agree. We have several sub channels that we obviously talk into, but again, the general is where the most action takes place, and it's nice to see that a lot of the mellows are coming, getting along with each other and actually really supporting one another. We all love each other as a family, and I love to see that. And I really do appreciate you being part of this team.
I very much appreciate your push to get me here.
And it's nice to see you be a lot more consistent, and I wish you nothing but the best. And hopefully, you continue to grow, you continue your consistency, and we'll see you, in the next year. We'll do another year review of Pyro and see what happens.
Well, I'm not planning on going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh, well, that's what they all say. Next thing you know, hey, Pyro got traded to team, 100Z or something. I don't know.
There's only one team I would ever leave for, and that is the Achievement Hunters.
Okay, see, that's fair, but that's like an old school, like solidified team. That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. I would understand that. But I mean, what if like Twitch teams were kind of like that, right? Like there was a draft, and you can pick the streamers that you wanted on your team and to represent you, right? I think that'll make things. Oh God,
that would be high school all over again.
last picked. Okay, cool, got it.
Yep.
Oh man.
Do I have to take him, or can I take the chair?
I mean, you'd be surprised. Those chair streams are kind of fun, It's literally just chat talking about, oh, look, the chair's better than the streamer, so.
Oh, hey. My God. Well, that was one of the streaming trends that really kind of weirded me out, because like I would be going through TikTok. This is probably like a year and a half, closer to 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I would go through TikTok, and it was the TikTok lives. And like, it was just people live streaming while they were sleeping.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Why are there people watching this?
Just to mingle in the chat to talk about how this one person is sleeping and they hate it, but they're talking with each other on the sleeping stream. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, well, did you know that Twitch actually has a category for I'm sleeping? Yeah.
No.
We've gone to the point to where Twitch now has a category for sleep streams.
Oh
yeah, because so you ever heard of those like day-long or multi-day long marathons where you pay?
Yeah, the subathons. I feel kind of bad sometimes because I'm watching the person's subathon and they're like, okay, I'm going for 5 hours at most. I think I'm going to get enough subs that I might go for 10, and you just see someone raid them and that go from 5 hours to 36
instantly. You're just like, well, I guess I'm not gonna sleep. I guess, sure, but I guess they accommodated those multi-day marathons. I was actually watching one the other day, and just to see what it was, and it was like 70 hours still on the timer, but the person was already sleeping. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You don't want to be up for 3+ days because you'll go insane. So, but they left the stream on, and so I guess Twitch has accommodated. But yeah, there is a section on Twitch It's like I'm sleeping, and it's legit sleeping streams.
Yeah,
That's
I
just what
just
you.
pulled it up. It's
You're welcome.
literally called "I'm Only Sleeping."
There you go. I'm only sleeping. You're welcome. Now you have content to watch or not watch, or the judge on.
It's got 5,000 viewers.
Oh my. I have questions about
the section has 5.7 thousand viewers.
At the time of this live recording, 5.7 thousand people are watching people sleep, apparently. Oh, that's great. I love it. I love to see, just the weird side of Twitch, right? It's weird for me because I don't watch people sleep. But I mean, if you like watching people sleep, hey, it's all for it, cool. But I mean, hey, there apparently there's a section for you on Twitch if you really look for it.
Yeah.
Oh man. So outside of stream, so like if you weren't streaming right now, what would you be doing? If you weren't in this podcast with me right now, talking, giggling, what would you be doing?
I would be doing one of two things. I would either be playing the new content for Power Wash Simulator, or because I'm addicted, I would be continuing to master all of the levels in Hitman. Yeah,
of course.
I spent 12 hours yesterday.
Oh boy.
Playing one level over and over again to get every story mission in it that I could, to get the 20 level mastery rank for it.
Wow.
And that's what I've been doing today. Is I've been going through, and like I did level 2 of the game yesterday, and then I was like, I really should have started on the showstopper. So I went back to Hitman 1, started on the showstopper, and that's what I've been doing today.
So why not stream that then? Do you just feel like it's content that's for you, or is it just you don't wanna?
The only reason that I'm not streaming it is because everyone thinks that Hitman is this go around kill everyone game, where it's literally a puzzle game. So like I will be standing in one spot watching my targets walk around the entire map, learning their entire routine, to where they stop, where they talk, what drinks they touch, what food they touch. I won't be talking. I will just sit there and I will study them. And then I will just pick off one at a time where I go, how I go, and like I will get to the point that I will go and I will try something, and if I got spotted along the way, during that standstill moment, there's usually an autosave. I will go back to that standstill moment, and that's a lot of what I'm doing. So I'm not streaming it because I don't feel that there's that much content or that much enjoyability for anyone else. See, also, I'm very focused into the game.
You'd be very surprised. A lot of people like to watch, like, things get perfected, almost perfected in a way. People just, it's almost like therapeutic to see that kind of stuff. I mean, it's quiet, whatever, but it's like, hey, you're in the zone. You're doing the thing, and I'm kind of digging it. I just want to watch you. Doesn't matter if you're talking or not.
What you're saying is it's another one of those oddly satisfying videos.
Yeah. See, that could be like a video thing, like a video idea, right? Instead of, it doesn't have to be live stream. It could just be like you learning the routes of this one guy, and then learning how to kill him multiple times and where to kill him. And people I feel like people will watch stuff like that, especially for older games. It's like, how do I make it better?
Well, one of the ones that really takes me a long time is if I'm trying to do what's called the silent assassin suit only.
Mm-hmm.
So you can only wear the Hitman suit. Like
Yeah.
if you've ever seen the Hitman game, he has that one black suit with the red tie.
Yep.
That's the only suit that you can wear. You cannot change into anything else. And
I've seen a lot of those videos on YouTube, and they're really, really interesting because there's no commentary at all, right? But it's just them just being an assassin in this suit, and it's beautiful. And I would watch like however many videos it took before I got bored, and then eventually I would go through the whole playlist.
yeah.
I just like stuff like it's like, wow, that's very interesting. I never thought about that. And then you're like, oh, I kind of want to play this game now to try that.
Like yesterday, I spent 2 hours trying to get one thing in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And what it was you had to get the guy to try and escape in his seaplane. And while he was flying away in the seaplane, you had to load an antique cannon and shoot the plane out of the sky.
Oh, fun.
And it took me 2 hours to get the timing right. Like, okay, no, an hour and a half to get the actual timing right that I shot the plane out of the air. About 30 minutes was me figuring out how to get, because I had never had him try to escape the level before. So it was a half hour of figuring out how to get him to try and escape.
Okay, I see. That
So,
sounds very complicated, but also kind of fun.
oh, it was complicated as all hell because I was like, okay, you know what? I'll shoot him in the leg, and that'll probably get him to think, okay, I got to get the hell out of here. I shot him in the leg, and all he did was run into another room with his guards, and I was like, no, seaplane, go to the seaplane. Please go to the seaplane.
I'm trying to kill you in the plane. Please, just do it.
So what I had to do was I shot him once. He ran into that room. I then had to break into that room while everyone's going nuts. And then that was when he chose to run for the seaplane. So the moment I realized that, I auto-saved just as he was running to the seaplane. And that's where I then spent the next hour and a half of my life, was running from there back to the cannon, waiting for the plane to come around and shooting as the plane came around. And I would either be a second early or 2 seconds late.
So, FYI, Pyro is not a masochist, even though he sounds like one right now, but he's not, I promise you. That sounds like fun. I mean, for the most part,
it is a lot of fun. It's just like with Tyrant when he does his platinum runs.
Yes, those platinum runs are really, really interesting. He hasn't been doing them lately. He's been doing a lot of magic, which is nice, but I would love to see him go back to,
because I know how much he loves magic. He's always talking about magic.
Definitely. I'm glad that we have some very passionate folks in our community that are extremely passionate about what they love and what they do. Like, Tyrant's magic, Leon's about like RPGs, and me, I'm passionate about the speed running and MMOs and whatnot. You're passionate about passionate. I'm just
my passion is variety. Like, I like changing things up. I love what we do on our games nights, where like it can be coming down to the wire of, hey, what are we playing this week? And then we're all sitting there like, maybe we should try this, maybe we should try this, maybe
we're dishing out ideas, literal dishes, and Undercooked 2, which was really fun. Or sorry,
Undercooked 2.
Overcooked.
Overcooked 2 was a lot of fun.
definitely fun with 4 players just going at it, going nuts, and trying to master levels. I feel that if you really want to test your friendship, you play Monopoly and Overcooked too.
I see there are a couple of other games that I will throw into that in your testing of how close of friends you are. Mario Party and Mario Kart. Those are two of the big friendship testers.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it's the Mario Party things and you have to work with people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mario Party is a whole different ball game. Mario Kart 2 is also kind of fun, but it'll.
Well, Mario Kart is a lot of fun until somebody throws the blue shell.
Exactly, and then you're just like, I'm gonna. Oh, you're next.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good. See, I'm glad that again you found what works for you, which is the group streaming, group playing, streaming, time with your friends, and hopefully you continue doing that and create more success for you and your channel. And yeah, I mean, I'll be part of your streams for, whenever we do games night and whatnot. It would be, Ranch Simulator. Oh, we got to get the boys on Ranch Simulator.
Yeah, we got to get them into that. Me and you have to do more on that farm that we were working on.
Yeah. Oh gosh, man, that's gonna be a good time. That's gonna be great. I love that game.
Yeah,
so much fun. But yeah. So anything else you want to add before we head out for the day?
No, I think it's pretty good to head out for the day. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for being here. I mean, I appreciate you coming out to the cast and hanging out with me and chewing the shit for a bit. It's been a while. We've had a drought in the podcast because I've been dealing with a lot and personal stuff, but I'm slowly getting back into it, and I'm glad that the first show coming back with is a good friend of mine. So
indeed, I cannot wait to watch everyone else who comes onto the podcast.
Sooner or later, we'll have the whole team. Then again, that's almost 100 folks since we started the team. Wow, oh man, a lot of podcasting. So stay tuned, everyone. Again, appreciate Pyro for coming in and stepping in and hanging out with me for the podcast. If you guys are interested, make sure to follow Pyro at Pyro's or twitch.tv/Pyro's Gaming Corner, all one word. You stream what, Friday, Saturdays, and
it is Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. But I've also thrown in every other Sunday. I do a D&D game that I've started streaming that as well.
So if you enjoy D&D content, if you enjoy group content, games, friends, laughs, memes, all of it, definitely go check out Pyro. And again, thank you all for hanging out with us. I'm your host, Gonzo, and appreciate you guys stopping by on the Mellowcast. Take care.